Okay, first of all, good afternoon to everyone. For those that don't know me, my name is Enrique. I'm the president of MIDA Food. And on behalf of the company, I'd really appreciate your presence. I'd like to thank you for being with us today on this very warm Wednesday. Wednesday today. Yeah, it's Wednesday. It's Tuesday, my goodness. It is Tuesday, that's true. We've been wanting to do this event for a while. Salmon is one of our core products. In fact, in terms of peso value, it is our top-selling item. If you want to know, dory is our top-selling item in terms of volume. And you know, we've been in business for 21 years now. In fact, we celebrated our anniversary in this exact location a year ago. So we're very happy to be back. In Enderun, they're very accommodating. And for the last 20 years, we've been trying to find a salmon partner that could help us market salmon better, figure out quality more than price, help us figure out how we can buy better and how we can serve our customers better. And we've recently found that in Marine Harvest through Peter and his team over at Singapore. So we're very appreciative of that. And through him and his suggestions, we've been working together to make this idea of a cooking demo happen. And the whole idea of this event, especially as we get into our busiest season, which is Q4, and as we struggle with inflation and rising cost of goods, is for Marine Harvest with their expertise and their chef to come in here and teach us a little bit of how we can take care of the quality of our products. As we know, as costs rise, people tend to cheat. People tend to look at shortcuts of how they can extend costs or increase their profit margins. So we asked Marine Harvest to come in here and show us their expertise on how we can safeguard our quality and at the same time, what else we can do with our products. A lot more. And so hopefully in the 3 or 4 hours we're spending with them today, we'll feel enlightened with what else we can do with salmon. Today is an open format, and feel free if, as Chef Jimmy is cooking and explaining what he's doing, please feel free to raise your hand. I will happily run to you with a microphone and you can ask your questions. If you can't see, you can stand up, take a look at what he's doing over here. And at the end of his presentation, he will have all the food that he's prepared over here in a buffet, and we'll be able to enjoy and taste everything that he's cooked today. And before the chef starts, I'd like to introduce you to Peter from Marine Harvest, from the Singapore office, and he can explain a little bit about Marine Harvest.
Thank you, Enrique. Hello, good afternoon, everybody. My name is Peter. I'm from a very small salmon company called Marine Harvest. Yeah. And, in fact, we are the largest farm salmon company in the world, present in every single continent whereby the Atlantic Ocean is, whereby you can farm salmon. What we've done is that worldwide we have 13,223 employees that is all employed under Marine Harvest. We are the only company in this whole world whereby when it comes to farm salmon, it's from feed, that means the feed that the fish is eating, all the way to logistic air freight. The only thing that we do not have are the airplanes. The rest is fully integrated, it all belongs to us. That means we have our own drivers, our own feed company, our own fish, our own farm, everything is all done by us. So when you want to talk about traceability, it's more than 100%. We're working together with MIDA to bring you this whole thing itself about salmon, which is very important in the Philippines, Manila, and a few other Metro Manila, the bigger cities, and everybody likes to eat salmon. But there's a lot of other ways whereby you can cook, which is what Jimmy is going to show you. He's also going to show you how are we going to fillet a fish into different parts itself and different cuts. In Philippines at this moment is a lot of frozen consumption. We want to change that into fresh. Yeah, and as a purchaser, buyers, you guys are the people who are directly involved in this when it comes to salmon. So we are going to urge you to ask as much question as possible. Raise your hand, just ask some question impromptu. Chef will be able to answer. If not, I will be able to answer. And whatever we can't answer you, let us know your contact and we will get back to you. Yeah. So this session itself, let's take it as an interactive section. Start asking a lot of questions so we can learn more about farm salmon. Yeah. Yeah.
Very hot day. Okay, my name is Jimmy. I've been a chef for about 25 years now. For the last 10 years or so, 12 years or so, I've actually been working with a company called Norwegian Seafood Council, which is not under Marine Harvest. They actually pay us to go out to the world and market salmon. Okay, so basically I work for Norwegian Seafood Council on a consultant basis, and Marine Harvest is one of my clients to begin. They're the biggest exporter of salmon. So what we do actually is we do market research, marketing, and support the market. Time being, we are not in Manila yet because it's based on export and import from the country. So I think Peter sees Manila as the next, Philippines as the next country to grow. I think in Asia now, salmon is the most popular now. I've been working with the council for about 12 years now. Year on year, I've seen salmon grow from basically nothing to what it is today. If you go to Singapore, Malaysia, Indonesia, Thailand, the number one selling fish now in the supermarket store, retail, it is salmon. Okay? But one thing I can share with you, your biggest growing market in Asia now is actually Thailand. We are actually growing almost 40% year on year in terms of salmon consumption. It's a great business in Thailand now. So salmon has now gone into the local food now also. You go to a Thai restaurant, you get tom yum, you get salmon in tom yum. You get salmon in green curry. That's why it's been growing 40%. So it's amazing. Salmon, as you know, from Norway is farmed. As far as Peter has shared with me, actually, salmon comes to Philippines a bit more on the frozen side, which I think you should try to move forward into the fresh side because it actually is amazing. Farm salmon comes from Norway to Philippines, I think, what, 72 hours? 48 hours. Basically, 2 days, live fish, catch it, pack it, process, pack it, airplane comes to Manila in 48 hours. We don't cut, kill, and keep in Norway at all. We cut, we process it, airplane. From live fish into the box on the way to the airport, it takes 6 to 8 hours. Okay? Then another day and a half at the aeroplane, it comes to you. Clear customs, the fish is on the third day. So this is actually a very fresh fish. Okay? So actually it's one of the most, as a chef perspective, it's one of the most traceable product in the world today. Okay? When I say traceable means it's actually one of the safest product to use because every fish that you buy from Norway is traceable. Meaning you can actually know who the great-great-grandfather of the fish is. And I'm not joking, you'll be laughing at me, but we can trace back. Okay? So every box that you see there that comes the salmon in, the white color box, right? Those boxes are even made fresh in the factory every shipment that comes up from Norway. They do not recycle the box or reuse the box in Norway at all. Okay? So this is huge because this is money, but because they need to, how would I say, protect the product because it's a very highly perishable product. So can you imagine the factory that processes the fish? Every 3 seconds at the end of the line, 2 boxes are made. I think it's faster now. I mean, 3 seconds maybe 5 years ago right now. So it processes in the box, ice, and airport. So if you get the box, you see this label here on the box. Every box that leaves Norway will have a label on the box. This is what we call a salmon passport. Okay? So you can see, first and foremost, wrong side. Atlantic salmon, the name of the fish. You see how heavy is the fish, the quality of the fish. Okay, which factory is it from? All the numbers here have actually traced back to the factory where it came from and so forth. But what you don't know is this barcode here is where we can trace the fish back to Norway. Meaning, if you sell this fish and this is the fish you ate and the customer gets sick of because of this fish, we can trace back into Norway where the fish came from. Meaning, which farm, what they ate, who is the guy that looked after the fish, and that. So this is one of the safest, most traceable seafood in the world now. And as a chef perspective, I think it's the safest thing to use. Okay? It's a great product at the end of the day. So I've been doing this for 12 years now. I mean, I've seen the product grow from 0 to nothing. So each salmon, take a wild guess. How long does it grow? Need to grow? How many days? How many months? How many weeks? 8 to 12 months? Too short. Come on, take a wild guess. How long? The market size of salmon is actually 4 to 6 kilo size. That's the best size of a salmon when they export out. So that's the best size to have in terms of yield return. That means when you fillet the fish, you get maximum return. So 4 to 6 kilo. They have 2 to 3, 4 to 5, 5 to 6, and then 7, 8, 9, 10. If you go to Taiwan salmon is the biggest in the market. They like 10, 12 kilo size, which is about this size. Half of my height. And they are super oily. Very oily. The bigger the fish, the very oily it is. So each fish from 8 to 4, 5 kilo, how long? 3 years. So you imagine it takes 3 years to grow a fish. Let me ask you this question again. How many days does it take to grow a chicken? 45 days, correct? So you imagine 45 days for one chicken, 3 years for one fish. We have more to lose. This guy has more to lose. So if you look at the whole process of the industry, it's amazing. It's fully controlled by the Norwegian government. Everything is traceable. In fact, now Norway is the first country in the world now who comes out and tell you, if you buy Norwegian salmon, you can have the fish raw as sashimi or sushi without freezing the fish at all. Okay, those of you from Japanese chain restaurant, you will know, right? In the past, you have to freeze the fish 24 hours before you eat raw, right? Now, in Norway, there is no need for that. If you buy the fish fresh, you can have it raw on the spot. Why can we say that? Because we do tests every year, not by them, a third party engaged by the government to go and take random fish from all over Norway and test. This test is not hidden, it's actually you can see on the internet to tell you that the fish is safe, there's no worms in the fish and so forth. So we are the only country that does that now in the world. So, okay? So it's one of the best. In fact, if you talk about Japanese food, there was actually no salmon in sushi in Japan, right? Before 1985 below, you go to Japan, sushi, there's no salmon inside there at all, yeah? 1985, one Norwegian, I think two Norwegian guy, whatever, they brought 2 fish to Japan. Please try. 1985 onwards, boom. Now salmon is I think surpassed tuna already in Japan in terms of one of the best raw fish consumption. And they are from Norway. Okay? So you're not dealing with just a fish, you're just dealing with a very good quality fish. I've been to Norway twice, I've seen the farming. I tell you, I have so much respect. Before going there as a chef, it's only a fish, right? Cut, can sell. But after being there and see how they grow the fish, 3 years, yeah, perspective change because the amount of effort they put in looking after the fish is tremendous. Okay, it's not like it's just put down there and they grow for 3 years. No. Okay, they actually look after the fish 24/7. All right, it's actually. Okay, let me ask you this question: is salmon freshwater or saltwater fish? Who says salt? One only, yeah. 2. Who says fresh? The rest, land now. Salmon live in both waters. Okay, let me just show you the process so that you understand better the process. The fish takes from egg to a 4-5 kilo size, 3 years. Okay, eggs for the first year of the fish, from the egg to a small 100 gram, 180 gram, 100 gram size fish, they live in fresh water. Okay, after that they will be brought into sea. Okay, from 100 grams they will be put into sea for 2 years, come to 4-5 kilo size. So they live in fresh and salt water. It's the nature of how salmon, if you go to wild salmon, you see the same thing. They're actually born in the river, swim up to the sea, grow up in the sea, come back and then spawn into the river and die. Same process. We don't disturb the whole nature, we leave it as it is, but we control it in the environment where we can keep the fish. Okay, so now in Norway there's about, I think about 1,000 licensed farms in Norway. You need license to farm the fish, yeah? You cannot just go and find a place you farm. You need license. So every license are controlled by the government. They know who you are, what you feed and so forth. So it's actually a very integrated industry in terms of where Norway is. It's actually way advanced now. I don't really have been to Norway and seen this. Even now the fish never leaves the water until it is killed. Okay? Reason for that is if the fish don't leave out of the water, the fish don't get stressed. When the fish don't get stressed, it can be kept longer. Okay? So even salmon now has expiry date. You can actually keep your fish up to 2 weeks. Okay, 2 weeks. But at what temperature? Not your current temperature now. Huh? Not at what 40 now. You have to maintain your fish from 0 to 4 degrees at all time. When I say 0 to 4 degrees, where in the box should be the 0 to 4 degrees? Any idea? It's not in the box, yeah? To be very honest with you, to get 0 to 4, it actually should be inside the fish. The core temperature of the fish. I'll show you in a while. You need to use a thermometer and put into the fish. If the temperature is 0 to 4, yes, it's cold enough to be kept for 2 weeks. Not in the box, not around the box. That's where the mistake is. Don't forget, 0 to 4 degrees. Manila temperature now is what? 34 degrees. It's 30 degrees different. Every degree counts in terms of how long the fish can be kept. Okay? So very important. So when the box comes into Manila, when you open the box, you see water inside, right? Because they pack ice in Norway. During transit, it will become water. The first thing you should do when you receive it is to throw the water away. And put new ice. Because why? Water and oil don't mix, right? Salmon is an oily fish. So the longer you put the fish in the water, the shorter the lifespan is. So that's where the problems start to arise. So take out, throw the water away, ice, new ice in. Because a lot of time, when I say 0 to 4, people don't understand that this box is isolated, right? You take out, you remove the water, you put ice inside, okay? From a room temperature, you put into a chiller, it actually takes another 6 to 7 hours to get your chiller temperature into the environment in the box to get this 0 to 4. Understand this, it takes time to chill out the box. So the ice is to expedite that cooling timing. So if you don't have ice inside there, your fish is going to get spoiled faster and faster and faster and faster. Okay, so very important because you are paying for rather expensive fish, right? So you have to maintain the quality as it reaches you. So if you maintain that, the quality will last you up to 2 weeks. Okay, raw consumption, just a rule of thumb as a chef perspective. First day you catch the fish, first day, second day, aeroplane, right? You receive the third day. If you ask me a rule of thumb, if you receive third day, third, fourth, fifth, and sixth day, to have it raw is not an issue at all. Okay? But remember, 0 to 4 degrees, core temperature of the fish, not the ice here. Oh yeah, 0 to 4, okay, it's okay. The fish may not be 0 to 4. So if you maintain that, the first 6 days is no issue. 7, 8, 9 days onwards, you have to check your environment, how you store it already. So if you process the fish, you pack it in your chiller. I would pack it in the chiller, in the whatever tray you put, I put more ice before I put it into the chiller. Because I believe most of the chiller would be 110% full, right? Restaurateurs here, you agree with me, right? Your hot chiller is never enough, right? Everything goes in there stuck. When it gets fully packed, your chiller is not cold enough. So the added ice is to help you maintain that fish. So it's very important you do that because you're not paying for a very cheap fish, you're paying for a very expensive fish. So, 10 years, 12 years in the business, I've been looking at the fish, it's still the same to me. Full respect, beautiful fish. And if you see how they farm the fish, how much care they put into the fish, you'll be amazed. So once you receive the fish, you will have this clean, right? This is always clean. But you have the scale, the seems to be here. This is actually the first indicator of your fish freshness. But if it's full of water, these gears will turn brown, right? So may not be as accurate. Second thing you see will be the eyes. If the eyes is nice and bright and it's not sunken in, it's the next best thing. Third, you check the body. This is already scaled off, but if you scale on, there should be some slime on the fish. Okay? But the slime is not the fishy kind of slime. Yeah? There's two kinds of slime, okay? The fresh slime will have no smell. The spoiled slime, the moment you open it, you smell that oil coming up, you know it's already going downwards already. Okay? Then after you check inside, it's another way of looking at inside. Inside is the best thing to look at. Okay, feel it. You can't just look at it. Yeah, you can look at it, you can smell it, but I think you still have to touch it to feel it. So when I say core temperature is, your thermometer should actually go in here and end up being somewhere here to get the core temperature. If it's 0 to 2, that fish is properly kept. Because don't be surprised if you sometimes can check from the airport when they check this, it can be 20 or 15 or 16 kind of thing. If that's the temperature inside the fish, then your fish is going to go down. It won't last more than 2 days or 3 days. Okay, it does happen. So this is how you check your fish, 0 to 4. Okay, so you get your fish. The best size, as I mentioned just now, is 4 to 6 kilo size. Okay, if you were to use the 4 to 6 kilo size, your yield return from the fish is about 68 to 73%. Okay, 4 to 6 kilo size, you get 68 to 73 percent. Sorry, it means when you remove the fillet out, you get about 73%. So if you remove the skin from the fillet, you may get a return about maybe 68 to 70% from the yield. So that's how much you will get out of the fish. But if you know how to handle the fish properly, honestly, everything can be used. Nothing is thrown away. Okay? The only thing you may throw away now in the fish is your scale, your fins, and the pin bone that's going to be from inside. Other than that, you can use the fish entirely. Okay, so because it's a whole fish, if you buy whole fish fresh, you can actually keep it longer because it's still intact. So I would always prefer, if you can, is to buy the fish like that. You can keep better like that. Okay, this is beautiful. I mean, look at the fish shining, and it's not slimy, it's bright, So that's how you look at it. So, head. You eat the head or not? You eat the head? What do you do with it? I'm not very good in Philippine cuisine, but what do you do with the head? Okay, can somebody teach me how to do it? Okay, depending on where you are at, how you use the head, how you use the whole fish. In the past, they actually do a V shape like that. The V shape goes in like that. Okay, so when you have a V shape like that, you have this thing, this collar here into the fillet, okay, which is fine. But by doing that, you can't use the head because there's no more meat in the head. So what I would advise now, if you are buying the whole fish, is not to do that, but it's also to maximize the head by cutting a bit more of the thing, the end of the head here, and leave it on the head. So you have a bit of meat into the head, and you don't actually have any problem trying to sell, especially the retail perspective, you can still sell the fish. Okay? So a Japanese restaurant can grill this, local restaurant can put it in a soup or half it, grill it with rice, it's amazing. Okay? But what a lot of people don't know about salmon head is, if you take a bit of effort, just to cut under the head, the top head here, I will show you why people have salmon. You see all this white color stuff here? What is that? Brain. The brain can't be flat, right? The brain is inside the head. No, on top here, look at all this white color stuff. What's salmon known for? So what's the fat? What do you call that? Omega-3, that's where all the oil is. So a head is not a bad thing. This is where what you want to eat. When you grill this, suck this up all here. This is also where you get your omega oil capsule. You have pharmacies to buy omega oil, right? Where it comes from? Here. That's how you get the salmon oil from. So whatever factory that process fish, the head, the bones are sent to another factory. They are pressed like olive oil. You know olive oil? How do olive oil? Press. What type of press? cold press, right? You can't heat your oil. You heat your oil, your oil can be used. So the same thing. They are sent to the factory and cold press, at a very high pressure cold press, you get the oil coming out. So that's what you get in your capsule. Don't believe me? Go and buy a capsule, you poke the capsule, you smell and see, you will faint. It's that fishy. In fact, now you can actually buy salmon oil to cook. Okay, it's available now. It was not launched, but it was brought to my attention recently in early this year in Thailand. You can actually get salmon oil now. 5 years ago, I was given a sample of salmon oil. It was orange in color. Okay, super fishy. The supplier gave me a bottle like this. Chef, try this. I said, what is this? It's orange in color. I opened the bottle. I smelled. I almost fainted. I closed it back. You bring back to Norway. I don't think I can sell this for you. Very fishy, but they use it for salads. But fast forward now, they're able to produce oil now, but they remove the smell, and the oil looks like this. And this is fresh salmon oil, yeah? And the fresh salmon oil, I can also deep fry with the oil. So it's quite amazing, you know, how the oil of the fish can be used. It's not fishy at all. I was very surprised. I took the oil, I played with it in Thailand, in the food show. I fried everything in there. No smell transfer, nothing. In fact, very clean oil. Run. So, amazing. So now everything can be used. Right? So, you come to the fillet. Okay, chef will have their own chef cutting style. A lot of chefs will do this. They cut from the back, they turn the other side, they cut from the other side. Nothing wrong with it. You can do any style you want. Just that for me, I find that the fish is big. The more you move the fish, the more you break the flesh. Okay? So because you have a small kitchen, you have no more space, and you start. So I always do this. Learning from retail market side, just do this. Lift the fish on the table and do this. Right? You get the fillet out. No matter how expert you are in filleting your fish, you will not able to get 100% of the flesh out. Okay, so don't bother about it. You will have the flesh on the bone anyway. So I do this. Because by doing this, I don't move the fillet too much. I don't break the fillet much. I get my nice loin intact. Because when you start moving, it will break. Especially when the older the fish is, it breaks. Okay? And then if you have a lot of fish, do not ever put skin on flesh. Okay? Always put flesh on flesh. Why? Why? That's why I say so, is it? It's also for hygiene and cleanliness. The eyes may be dirty, right? So your whatever dirty stuff can be on the skin, right? So the moment you lift the dirty stuff onto your flesh, it gets into your flesh, right? So it spoils your fish, that's it, right? So always do this, okay? Then you have your bones. You throw away, what do you do with this? Stock. How do you do a salmon fish stock? Oily fish, chefs, how you handle the bones? Do you just throw in the water like that? No, right? Do you? Well, what I will do for salmon bones is, or any oily fish bone is, either I fry it first, or I bake it first to remove the oil, then I make my stock. If I make my stock from this now, you will never drink it yourself, that's for sure. It's going to smell so fishy and so oily and cloudy, you won't drink it. But before you do that, if you're having a restaurant or use a lot of salmon, look at all this meat here on the bones here. Number one, bones don't give you flavor to your stock, correct? Only bones, right? Not meat. So by leaving this meat onto your bone and throw it in your stock, you're wasting money. What I always advise you have a lot is to remove this with a spoon, scrape it out, and imagine you have, let's say, a few cartons of fish to run through, or you're having a banquet in a hotel and you're doing salmon. You will have a lot of this. Okay? By you removing this, you are actually prolonging another batch of salmon, which is basically quite a good premium quality here, because in a Japanese restaurant, you can actually chop this up and make it a donburi, right? Donburi, a bit of wasabi, a bit of ikura, pam, how many peso you will sell? This is out of nothing, yeah? Out of nothing, you're able to make some money out of this. So this is good quality. So if you would throw this into a stock, you're wasting money. So this is actually one item. And if you don't want to use it as a donburi, you can do a fish cake, you can do a fish ball, you can do a burger patty. From here, you can actually freeze it, right? By freezing it, you can last another 6 months. So you don't have any more wastage. You save a lot here. So a lot of people don't do this, but I think it's a waste. So that is where you make some money out of it. And then of course, you have your bones, you can make your stock. So, before I even go to my fillet, I have already 3 items here I've already used up without wasting it. Purely, the whole pure reason of doing this is just to make sure you don't waste the fish, because you can use it, why waste it, right? And then you come to the fish. So, next question will be, which is the best part of the fish? Belly, right? Everybody, everywhere I go in Asia, they say belly. Yeah, I agree. But when they start to cut the belly out, the saddest thing I ever seen is there's a layer of bones here that protects the cage of the belly, right? So you remove the bones. Okay? So what happened is, when come to this point, at the end of the bones here, you have the belly lining of the stomach lining. So a lot of time, chef will try to go all the way to the end, right? For me, regardless how good your skill as a chef is, the belly is so thin. The moment your knife goes through in, you will already lose a lot of meat from the belly, which you will already say is one of the best part. So what I normally will do is, I will just remove until the end of the rib bones and have this out. Then this one, you can scrape out if you want to, add into here, and the balancer can go into the bones here. Then what I will normally do first is to remove the belly first with the lining of the stomach together. This to me, if you're a Japanese restaurant, you grill this or you put a bit of miso on top and you grill this and you serve it with rice, it's oishi. Okay, this is going to be one of the best selling items. But I don't see enough, even in retail market, don't see enough people doing this, because to me, if you ask me which is the best prime cut in terms of pricing, this is the best part. And people will buy this first. So this is extra money. But if you start to remove the lining of the belly and all this stuff, you are making it thinner and thinner and lighter. So you are wasting a lot of this by throwing it away. Why I leave this on is because when you fry this belly with this lining on, because there's so much oil in the belly, after you fry this without the lining, when you serve this, your meat will break, correct? But with the lining intact, this will not break at all. So it looks value for money to your customer. Okay, so that is what I will do if I have whether it's retail or restaurants, that's my premium cut first. Okay? You guys have heard of this thing called sashimi grade salmon, right? What the hell is that? Any idea what is that? Sashimi grade salmon, what is that? Can you share with me? Anybody have any idea? You heard of it before, right? What is that? Sashimi grade salmon. Anybody? Share with me, Ken? Oh, not sure, right? Let me just share with you one thing very clearly. My name is Jimmy Chock. You can quote me if you want to. There is no such thing as sashimi grade salmon. Ever, for that matter. Or any seafood in the world, sashimi grade, whatever it is, there's none. As long as the fish is fresh, you can have it raw. That's it. It's how you handle the fish. It's not the fish itself. Okay? Every fish that lives Norway, you can have it raw. It's about the handling. So if you talk about food hygiene, food practices, if you ask me as a chef, 95% of anything hygiene that happens in a restaurant or hotel is human error. It cannot be my fish error. It's how you handle the product. Okay? If you maintain that 0 to, okay, this where now in this room now, it's also no good to handle fish. Right? It's warm. I can feel the oil in my hand already. Then after that you see it fishy. Not good to handle also. So it's all about how you handle the fish, okay? Alright, so you come to this part, you have the pin bone, right? Pin bone you have to remove, yeah, cannot be lazy, yeah. Because the pin bone goes in this way. Okay? This way, this way, this way. If you cut the fillet without removing the pin bone, the one on this side, you can feel the top. But the one on this side, you can't feel the top at all. There will be two bones under this fillet here. And that's dangerous. Because why? This is soft bones. Okay? Hard bone. Stuck in your throat. What do? You swallow rice, right? So hard bone, swallow rice, come out easily, right? But soft bones, how to come out? You swallow that, it's stuck in there. So it's actually more dangerous to leave it on, so you have to remove it, okay? So it's short and long in the front, okay? So you can see. The fresher the fish, the harder it comes out. This is the only thing you can throw away or don't use. But my boss has now asked me to even try to do something with this. You know what I do with this? Take a wild guess. No, not so much work, ma'am. Organic toothpick. Comes with salmon flavor. See where to find. Even the scale has been used. Scale. I don't know whether you've heard of Bocuse dog competition. The Malaysia contestant actually use it to deep fry and can be eaten actually. Deep fry. I don't like it, but it works. So the Philippines can try with something with the bones. Okay? Then you have a 2 in front here. So, a clean fillet. A lot of banquets around the world now use salmon for their menu because it's one of the most versatile fish in terms of handling. You can cook it ahead of time, rest it, and then serve a banquet later without overcooking the fish. So for me, in terms of cooking, one of the best is about temperature. Okay? So what I've done here in terms of cooking, one of the best I've ever come across in terms of cooking is using low temperature. Basically, using a 55 degree temperature, 55, cook it for about 40-45 minutes. Okay? So, 45 minutes later, you have a fish like that. Okay, when I pour this out, let me know what you think. What is this, yeah? What is this? What? Huh? Oil? There's no oil there. What is this? Do you all do steamed fish at home? You steam it at home? You do? Yeah. Okay, after you finish the steamed fish, right? Do you notice a lot of grey color stuff on the plate where the fish is? The grey color on the plate. What is that? That's your fish protein. That should be in your stomach, on the plate. Okay? So, when I use low temperature cooking, what happens is, this white color stuff thing now is the protein from the fish. Okay? Because the temperature is so low, the protein don't curdle. When it don't curdle means it's not overcooked. Okay? I will show you later when I fry a fish and what I mean by being overcooked. And you will see the same protein, white color stuff here now, will curdle up. Okay? So when that happens means, when you fry a salmon well done, the vitamins or the oil that you will get in the well done salmon that you fry is the same nutritional value of a piece of paper. Okay? Meaning, if you want to serve a salmon well done, eat paper. It's cheaper. You know what I mean? So, what it means is now you don't overcook your fish. Number one, very important. Okay? So, I will show you in a while. But before that, first, I'm jumping too far ahead, being excited. I'm always excited doing this for the last 12 years, you know. It's just a fish, right? Another question. Why is salmon orange color? Exactly. That's their main diet. Okay, when you fry prawns and crab, it turns orange color, right? That chemical compound in that thing is called astaxanthin. That's what gives the color to the fish. Okay? So, if you were to do, if I were to use the fish in retail market, right? What I will do is, in the past, if you go now even in the supermarket, they'll cut big cuts like that. Like that. Like that. Like that. Put on ice, go behind and start smoking. My job is done. Alright? But for the last 10 years of me doing this now, I have now drilled into their head. Now I said, can you cut smaller, please? For example, the size like this. Okay? Be it more friendly, because why? I think same in Philippine family. When you have a meal, it's not one dish, right? You have at least 3 dishes, right? Or 4 dishes, right? So if you cut a loin which is so big, you think your customer will not buy this and say, I can cut half and keep tomorrow? Customer never thinks that way one, okay? Customer will never think ahead, oh, it's so big, I can cut half it tomorrow, I keep one today. They see so big, they won't buy. Because the way we eat is different than what the Norwegian eat. They can eat a whole piece like that without anything else, they can, but we can't. We have rice, right? So make it smaller, make it more friendly, then it's easier to sell. And besides that, if your counter where you're selling your fish has more than one cut, meaning different kind of cut style. For example, this, now I have that. Now I'm going to do maybe coming Christmas, I can do a bit of Valentine or whatever heart-shaped kind of cutting. You put it packed properly, nice in the pack. You know, it looks so much nicer because it gives a whole perspective of how the fish looks like. Or you can cut a bit smaller, make it more friendly in terms of what you can do with this. You can grill this, which you all love to do here, you know. So by doing all this, you're offering the customer more option. And then the most difficult part to sell in the fish is the fillet, is the tail part here, right? Hardest thing to sell. Okay? I teach you one thing. See this? Right? Take your knife, go through the center of the fillet like that. Okay? Right? Take this piece, turn around, put it like that. Pack it back in your setup pack. I guarantee you will sell. You change the dynamics of the fish. And this is not something I actually do it for fun. I test it out in the market. Holy hell, it works. It looks bigger now. Okay? So you give yourself more ways of doing this. If you don't want to do this, this is the part also you cut into small cubes, right? To make your stir fry and so forth. So the back part here is always the part where I would suggest to do cubes, like that. So you give the option or the idea of how to cook the fish to your customers. Because, trust me, customers when they go shopping, they don't think a day ahead, they think today only. Okay? I'll give you an example. You go and buy clothes. You walk into a shop. Okay? The shop only sells one color of clothing. All white. How many will you buy? One, right? If you walk into the shop, 100 colors, you may not buy 2, right? Right? Possibly. But the possibility of buying 2 is higher because you see more colors, exciting. Same goes with selling fish. You have more counter that sells different kind of cuts. It gives you the customer more ideas of how to use the fish. As I said to you before, customer will never think ahead of time what I can do with this kind of fish. You give them the idea and they will run it through. And truth to behold, I don't say this for the fun of it. I actually challenge the supermarket in Taiwan. Okay? I say this, you say, yeah, it makes sense, but does it work? Okay, don't listen to me. Do a trial. They did it for a weekend in one of the biggest stores in Taipei. And they called me out a week later. Chef, thank you. I said, why? What did I do? Our sales tripled that weekend itself. Because you're giving people idea. So you can imagine people don't think ahead of time of what they can do with it. You have to give them the idea on how to manage it. By doing that, you can sell more. My idea here is very simple. My idea here is just to give you more ideas to sell the fish. I don't need to waste money buying this fish and you don't sell it. So if you imagine a counter has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 cards, nicely displayed, then what I currently see now in the supermarket, yesterday I went with my friend Peter, I got shocked. I said, you're not going to sell any fish, that's for sure. So it's all about educating. I mean, I've been doing this for 12 years now. I tell you, it's so hard to convince people. But now, I can tell you, in Southeast Asia, every supermarket you go to, salmon #1 selling. Thailand, Japanese restaurant is one of the biggest Japanese in terms of restaurant F&B in Thailand. In Thailand itself, Bangkok, it's about 1,500 Japanese restaurants now. In Bangkok only. So you can see demand is growing very, very fast. And it's about 40% growth year on year. So can you imagine that? I hope to see Philippines now being the next one. Right? So this is one of the... Any questions so far, guys? Anything that you want to ask about the fish, or you're not sure, or you already know about the fish? Any problem you face with your customers or whatever you cut the fish that you want to ask? Don't be shy. We are here to share with you as much as possible. Anybody have actually cut the fish before and see a black spot there? Anyone? No? No? Black spot? No? Yes? No? What's that? Why never ask? Why never ask what's that? So I ask you back, what's that? What's that? Tattoo. It's actually called a melanin spot. Well, okay, it's something to do with the fish. It's actually a fish natural process of healing itself. Okay? So if you actually taste, they've done tests in the area, actually that black spot is actually very high in antioxidant. It's actually how the fish is recovering from a sickness. Natural, how you recover from flu, whatever it is, the natural process body to recover. That happens to the fish also. So it's actually not harmful. You can actually eat it without worrying anything. It's just the black spot here doesn't look nice. So normally we just remove it and throw it away. That's about it. But if you buy a fish and you open up the fish, all black, really all black all the way, you call your supplier, you give it back to him, he will call Peter and give back to Peter. You know why I say this happens? Because why? When we say farm fish, remember one thing, it's farmed at a natural environment. Meaning, we do not force the fish to grow. You get what I mean? So, 3 years to grow, 1 cage. Not all the fish is same size, yeah? Please understand this. We don't force it to grow. We let it grow by themselves. So when they harvest the whole net of the cage, not every fish is the same size. There's 2 to 3, 4 to 5, 5 to 6. But in general, in 3 years, you should get maybe a 80% 4 to 6 kilo size. Okay? There'll be 10, 20% maybe smaller, 10% bigger. That's it. Okay? So don't get wrong that, oh, this is farm fish, no good. I know a lot of chefs only do wild fish. I'm sorry to say this to you, chefs. If you believe in that, I believe your restaurant has no fish to sell in the next 5-10 years. In fact, if you read enough, in actually a year ago, I think in Bali, all the local Bali restaurants stopped serving fish in the restaurant. Why? Because there's no more fish. They have to stop selling. Bumbu Bali, Mosaic, they all come together and say they are going to stop selling fish in the restaurant for 1 to 2 years. There was no fish in the menu at all. Because there was no more fish in the sea. So if you don't believe in farming, I don't know, I would wish you good luck. Hopefully you can get some more fish out in the sea, but you don't get that many fish anymore. Okay? So farming is the way to go, okay? To be very honest with you, yeah, these guys here have better life than us. You may not believe me, right? one cage, about 100 to 200 meters wide, 40 to 50 meters deep into the sea. Okay? By law, by Norwegian government law, they are only allowed 2.5% of volume of fish in that water cage. 97.5% is water. So what it means is that when the fish is swimming, it's not as close as you now, you know. Not your jam now, you know, in the afternoon they're kind of jam. No, they have more place to swim. Because in European country, animal welfare is important. Okay? Not like in Asia. Sorry to say that in Asia we do still farm fish. But our fish is maybe 100 meters, but I don't know how many million fish inside there, all struggling for space. But in Norway, you cannot do that. Okay? This is by law. It's not by I like to do that, they like to do that. You can ask this guy here. They have the biggest farm in Norway. And the factory, the boat that they now catch the fish from the sea to the shore is so big that the fish doesn't leave the water. They are pumped from the net into the boat, brought down to the shore, pumped into another lake to another net to rest for a day before they are killed. And when they are killed, they're not jumping out of the water. They pump the fish into a factory, go through a CO2 water where the fish becomes high. And the net goes in, pump. You don't see the fish jumping at all. So because it's that, then the fish can last longer. That's why they do all that. Okay? It's humanity. Okay? Any question, guys? No? Any problem with Simon? Anybody don't eat salmon here? Salmon here? Nobody eat, don't eat. Anybody don't eat salmon here? Please leave the room now. So far I have not come across people who don't eat salmon. So the only problem I face with salmon now is a lot of people know the fish, like the fish, but don't know how to cook the fish. That's the problem. That's one. Then two is they only know salmon as a European fish. That means they only eat it the Western way. Butter sauce, cream sauce, mushroom sauce, and all that. But they don't use it much Asian flavors. So if you use that in Asian flavors, you'll be surprised how well salmon can work with the Asian flavors. In Thailand, I put in tom yum, they love it. So, don't stick, okay? So, how you cook a fish for consumer perspective? I always tell them very simple. 100% customer come up to me, Chef, how long? How long, Chef, how long? How to say how long, tell me? Right? If you buy this part of fish, I say 5 minutes. Okay. Then you go and buy this part of the fish. I say 5 minutes. Are you going to kill me, right? It's not 5 minutes compared to this one. Right? So what I always do now is very simple. Assuming the fish is so thick, always use medium heat, not high heat. Even in a restaurant, no matter how busy you are, you don't use high heat. Skin side down. As you cook, you turn color, right? You turn white, right? So the most simple indicator is when it's 1/3 like now, 1/3 white like that now, then you flip over. 1/3 more, you remove it. Or you want to color the side, go ahead, color the side, then you remove it and rest it. So technically, it should be pink and moist inside, not white and dry. And that's how you serve fish. Okay? I think Philippines being still a bit new in the market, I think it's also very good that if chefs can start educating the customers of how it should be eaten. Because I get very funny questions that come. When I serve this to the customer, they come to me, Chef, this is cooked, can I eat this? They look like me like, you know, kind of thing. So I asked another question. I said, ma'am or sir, do you eat sashimi? Oh yes, I love sashimi. So I told them in the face, so you can eat raw, but you can't eat half cooked. He said, oh yeah, I didn't think of that. You know what I mean? So there are that kind of understanding that you don't know that is you can eat raw, but you can't eat half cooked. What logic is that, right? So it is how you educate the customers. So because of that, it does taste better, it is more juicy, and you get your full effect of omega-3 that you want in salmon. Remember, you want to serve well done, serve paper. No need shelf life, I can keep for 3-4 years, won't get spoiled, easy for you. No? So that's how you do. You have to educate. We cannot, okay, in the past, we've been taught like, okay, customer is always right? In school, customer is always right. Correct? Is it true? Any Australian who believe that this is true? No, right? It's our duty now to educate. If you keep quiet, then forever we'll be pushed and say, you know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, as I believe, as a chef, I think our job is more difficult than the job of a doctor and lawyer. Agree or not? Chefs, agree or not? Yes. No? Why say that, sir? I say this purely because of what? A lawyer, a doctor can bluff their way through. Right? Oh, you come to the doctor, say I got fever, you just press, oh, fever, get Panadol, paracetamol, go home. Right? But as a chef, you have to serve a plate of food in front of the guests. How do you lie then? If you are a bad cook, you are a bad cook, right? So how do you lie a plate of food? So there's more challenge to actually being a chef than being a lawyer and doctor. That's how I feel it anyway. So, but, you know, so that's why for me, it's important we educate. Right? As I said, it's only a fish. It's an orange colored fish some more. But there's so much to it than just a fish. So I've seen a lot of chefs just cut, fillet, and just throw it in and so forth. So it's a bit of a waste because a lot of effort has been put into growing this fish, market the fish, and make sure it reaches to you fresh. And the best thing, don't forget, is traceability. I can trace where the fish comes from. Okay? For those of you chefs who like, I mean, there's a lot of ways to do this. You can now even do sous vide, right? So much of doing this. The other way you can actually do is if you find the fish is too wet, you can actually, what you can do is actually you can salt it. Okay? Remove the skin. Salt this for about 20 minutes. Right? 20 minutes, then wash off the salt. Okay? Wash off the salt, dab dry. Use a cling wrap, wrap the fish up. I mean, you don't do this size, you do a bigger size like this. Okay? Salt this, 20 minutes in the fridge, wash off everything, dab dry. Use a cling film, wrap tightly so you get a nice shape that is evenly cooked. 41 degrees. 41 degrees with the flame on here. Cook for about an hour and a half. Okay? An hour and a half later, you get a nice cooked fish, which still looks like it's raw, but it's fully cooked, firm, and a nice texture. So that can be used for your salads. You can crush it with your mango, pineapple, you can put your whatever you want, and that can be kept for a while. So that's one way of doing your salmon. If you're running a hotel, buffet, this is one of the best way to do it. Because, trust me, from now till whatever your buffet ends 2 hours, 3 hours later, this fish will never dry off. Because your moisture is not lost from the fish. Okay? So, if you were to pick up this, where's the, you can't see it. Oh, that's super orange, my fish, my goodness. You can see, I don't think you can see from there, but you can see later when you come up here. Look at the amount of moisture still in the fish. So your flavor of this fish is fully in your mouth. It's not fishy because the oil and the protein is not broken down. When it's not broken down, it doesn't smell. The smell of the fish doesn't come from the oil. The oil that's coming out from the fish. That's where it smells. Not actually the fish, not actually the flesh itself. It's the oil that's fishy. So when you fry it in the pan, after a while you see like now here I can smell the oiliness. It's the oil from the fish, not the flesh itself. Okay?
Did you say 41 degrees for 30 minutes?
1.5 hours. 1.5 hours.
At 41 degrees?
Yes. That is for the slow cook. Like you can do a salad with that or something like that. You can do. So you can cut it into portion and you can serve it for banquet. Beautiful. It's one of the best. But the combi oven that you're going to use the lowest fan. Okay? There's always a fan speed here. Use the lowest as possible because fan is always the one that speeds up the cooking. So if you have the full fan, it will just overcook the fish. The lower, even if you have no fan, it will be better. Just cook it slowly. So by that, you can keep it for up to 2-3 days, not a problem. Beautiful. Okay? Okay? How much salt? Just to cover up the whole fish. Example. The salt is actually to remove moisture. So what happens is when you remove the moisture, the flesh becomes more compact. So when you cut it, it looks more compact. So when you eat it, it's actually more bite than is. So this for 20 minutes. Of course, all over lah, not only in top. What I'm trying to say is that all over lah. You salt it all over. Okay, like that. Put it in the fridge. Okay, 20 minutes later, wash everything off, and that dry. Don't use sea salt, don't waste your money, okay? Don't use the flaky sea salt because it won't go in, it won't pickle enough your fish. Use table salt enough. Okay, superly that dry, then wrap it in the film. The flame is to tighten up, and if you wrap it nicely, like it actually becomes round. It's quite nice actually. So you go competition, you see all the chefs will be doing this now. All this, they go wrap all this, put your scallop mousse, whatever it is, and they start rolling up and do. It's all about playing with the fish. And this is the only fish you can do with this, because the texture can be controlled in terms of how flaky you want the fish to be. Can be controlled. It's how you play with the amount of salt used on the fish. Okay. So, come to the heated one now here. Let me just show you what I mean by the protein. See, that's why I don't have to use. It wasn't hot enough. You see the white color stuff now? Here. Can you see that? The color one? Can you see that? Same thing. It's the same thing. This is protein, this is protein. This is heated protein, this is non-heated protein. Okay? Don't believe me, you can take a sip of this later, you can tell me. It's not fishy at all, even though it's coming from an oily fish. And this is 2 fillet, yeah? This is only 1 piece like that. Yeah? This is 2 whole fillet. And this is what that makes your fish dry. This is supposed to be in your stomach, not on the pan. Okay? So never serve at this. Okay, the problem, that's not a problem. The thing is that this is a natural product. The protein will come out. It will come out. Just minimize it from coming out. Meaning, don't use high heat, don't overcook it. That's it. If you maintain that, you get a beautiful fish. That's all I can say. If you even see that, I don't even season my fish at all. I season after. Even this is not seasoned. Okay?
What do you do? Is it better to put it on the foil and then so we can put it in the foil?
If you put it on the foil, it's very hard for you to remove from the foil later. That's the thing. Come again?
It comes with the food. The foil comes with it.
Come with the food.
Yes.
There are two sides to the.
Is it better that way?
The
So
thing is
you
that
don't lose the
do
protein.
you want to serve foil to your guests? You know what I mean? If you put foil,
we
you want
do
to serve.
that in the teppanyaki, in the Japanese
If
way.
you don't mind serving foil to your guests, I'm okay.
Okay,
But I, as a chef, I will never put foil on the plate to my guests.
I see.
You know what I mean? Because be careful with foil. If you use the foil on the wrong side, the one that is not as shining, you put your food there, it does peel.
Yes.
So, and that's harmful for consumption. Yeah? So I will, if I can, I don't. I never put something on a plate that cannot be served, eaten. That's against my principle. That's the problem. Because you can't expect them to be extra careful, right? So what may happen is if they overscrape the foil with the food, and they can have, what's the chemical? What do you call that when you get sick with eating things like that. You know, it's like chemical, you know, kind of thing. So I will not do it. So, you know what I mean?
Thank you.
You're welcome. So for this one, the slow cook one, I will never allow you to eat the skin. Because the skin will never taste nice. Because the oil is still there. So normally, I put the skin somewhere at the bottom. Okay? So what I would normally do with this is I do my own version of a simple teriyaki sauce made out of mirin and soy. Made out of mirin. In particular, this mirin. I love this mirin. There's 2 types of mirin. And then soy. Okay? I put 1 and 1 on this one in the pot. A tablespoon of sugar or 2, depending on the amount you put in. What I do is I bring that to a boil. Then I thicken with corn flour. Okay? I thicken with corn flour so that it becomes a thick sauce like that. Okay? So that when I put on the fish, it doesn't run off the fish. So that's why I put. And what I will do after this here is, you can do a lot more. Maybe just put it this side because it's a bit warm there. I'm burning myself under this. I'll smell like salmon by the time I finish. So from here you can play with so much stuff. One of the stuff that I actually brought from Singapore is something like that. It's called furikake. Furikake. It's basically sesame. There are a lot of flavors, like, up to you what you want to use. So this is a goma. Goma, which is sesame. And I let flavor on it. I don't know what else you use here in Manila, in Philippines, whatever you can do, whatever dry, crushed herb that you all can find, you can crush it on it, it will taste amazing, I'm telling you. I've taught people to do this at home. They come back to me and say, beautiful. Because why? The fish doesn't dry off. So that, and of course you can add a little spring onion for color if you want, also for flavor. And depending where you're at, you can elevate the price of this dish, become higher or more expensive or whatever you want to say or call it, by adding things like caviar or whatever you want to do. Okay, depends on who you're serving. But because my boss is very kind today, I can get some ikura too, so I just use some ikura here. Okay? These eggs are not the same as the eggs that make the fish. Okay? These eggs are mainly wild fish. Mainly Pacific salmons, not so much of Atlantic salmon. Norway only has one kind of salmon, yeah? You know, right? You know, right? It's only Atlantic salmon, yeah? Yes, no? In Norway, there's only one kind of salmon. It's Atlantic salmon. Only one kind of Atlantic salmon. The other salmon, there's actually about 6 or 7 more kinds of salmon, but they're in the Pacific waters. For example, a king salmon. King salmon is actually called Chinook also. It's basically a Pacific salmon. So this is huge. Lucky you. You know, we chefs, we elevate stuff with just putting things like expensive stuff to make it more expensive, that's it. It's just a fish. If you put black caviar, wow, you know, people are like, wow, you know. You put orange caviar, okay lah, so only, you know. Kind of thing. Yeah, well, right, you put black one and see everybody go, wow, people attack that one first. Right? It happens anywhere in the world, okay? You see black caviar, wow, you know. Truffle, no money, sorry. I once did a demonstration in the supermarket. I got some truffle, I brought it there, I shaved. Everyone was in front of me, jaw dropped. Are you serious, chef? I said, yeah, I'm shaving in front of you, right? Go ahead and eat it. This is how you elevate stuff, right, chefs, right? From making a piece of fish that costs you maybe $10, you put this one another $10, you put this one another $5, right? You put this one another $10. Right? At the end, before it goes out, you take a fine small herb, something like that, you put on it with a tweezer, $50. Right? So that's how you make money out of it, right? But of course, you've got to start with a good product, and that's salmon. I mean, I've been doing this for 12 years, I'm not tired of it, I still enjoy doing this at all. I mean, it's amazing. Okay, so that's one dish, simple.
How long did you cook that for?
45 minutes. No salt, nothing. No salt, no pepper, nothing on the fish. At all. 55 degrees. 55. 45 minutes. No fan if possible, or low fan. Okay? If you're serving this in a buffet, may I suggest you have this fish in the tray that you want to serve directly from the oven, because there's no way you can remove this fish from the tray now. Without breaking the fish, there's no way, okay? Or what I will normally do is I put banana leaf, then just banana leaf. No aluminum foil, but banana leaf. It's more natural, it's more, environmental friendly, so-called, So.
We'll be uploading the video of the whole demo on our website. We'll send you the link.
Really? Wow, I'm pretty famous. Any questions, guys? You want to ask me? Anything you want to share with us about your experience with dealing with this fish? Trust me, it's going to come one day. You're going to hit Philippines, and you'll be surprised. This thing will just boom to the market. You know, in Singapore itself, when I do a public demonstration with Peter in the supermarket, we do offers, and we sell whole fish. Whole fish, huh? But not this size. We do the 2 to 3 kilo size offer. So I will do a public demonstration and eat. The fish customer buy by the whole fish. Okay? The longest time I've ever seen a customer waiting for their fish to be cleaned in the supermarket, the queue, is an hour and a half. And that afternoon, if I'm not wrong, they told me they sold about 80 boxes of fish. 80 boxes of 2 to 3 kilo size is about 6 to 8 fish inside, yeah? So 80 boxes times, let's say 5 fish, is 400 whole fish sold in the supermarket in half a day. Okay, that's how much salmon we are eating now. And that's only 6% of growth in Singapore. In Thailand, 40% growth. The chain reaction, you see, the more he orders, the more you buy, everybody go home happy. That's my duty here. The more he orders from him, the more you buy from him, my job is done. You see, he has a lot of items to sell too. He has 800 SKU? 600 SKU. But I dare to say, his highest SKU is salmon. Because people are eating salmon now. It's growing, popularity is crazy. Anybody having working in a local restaurant, Philippine local restaurants here? Anyone? Not a Japanese, not the one, anything from... Try to incorporate salmon into your local dishes. You'll be very surprised how the response will be. That's what I did in Thailand, in Malaysia. In Malaysia, I do, we call it asam pedas, a spicy, sour broth. It's really done with local fish. I did it with salmon, boom. You know why? The funny thing is that the fish oil is so versatile. Whether your sauce is sweet, salty, sour, the fish does it very well. It's a funny thing. So it's by I tried it out, it came out beautiful. So, there's a matter of you trying it out and be different. Can I put it down there? Are you hungry yet? Or are you falling asleep yet? You want?
I have a question.
Yes.
So how are you serving this? Is it served cold as cold dish?
It should be a room temperature dish. Yeah.
But the room temperature in the Philippines, you consider that food safe?
Come again?
Is it regarding the food safety of this dish? Serve the
Well, when you have it in a buffet, right, you will have your warmer at the bottom, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So that's one way of.
Okay, so if
Yeah.
Be with a marker.
Yeah. But not the super those non-stopping thing. But what I normally will do with this is I put under heating lamp. Under heating lamp, because I don't want to cook it anymore. So heating lamp will be just nice. If the fish is properly handled, fresh, you cook this down. I know 55 is where the bacteria is all harboring kind of thing. But as I said, it starts from the fresh product itself. If this is fresh, handled properly, this should not be any problem here at all.
Handling it properly is keeping it at a certain temperature after
Exactly.
cooking also.
That means, of course, when you cook it, when you start preparing it beforehand, you cook it and how you serve it. Normally in buffet, you don't serve more than how many hours, right? Two hours. The standard is probably 4 hours.
4 hours kept hot.
In terms of buffet, normally the maximum is 4 hours, right? So 2 hours. If this lasts more than 2 hours, I'll be very sad with it actually. To be very honest with you, it shouldn't go more than an hour and a half, right? If I were to sit in a buffet line like this, I would go after this first. I mean, not trying to brag or whatever it is, I've done it before. I mean, we do a lot of promotion with this. It has never failed to go off. But if you have a heating lamp or warmer at the bottom, it should not be an issue because you are still keeping that in that warm environment for that period of time. But maybe after 4 hours, you may not want to. But I've done it more than 4 hours. I'm okay. I mean, but of course in the food service you can't do that lah. So
Usually go within 15 minutes.
that's it lah.
Yeah, but in the Philippines, banquets usually don't really start on
That's
time.
not only Philippines, international. Don't worry.
Yeah.
So everywhere is the same thing. Okay.
I have
Buffet
to-
never, wedding dinner never starts on time. Function never starts on time. That's for sure. But if you have that ready, when you bring up your function room, it's going to be in a warmer, right? Okay. As long as the warmer is not too hot, you maintain that to that temperature. The quality of the flavor of that will last quite a distance. And that I will tell you. I'm very confident to tell you that. So. Raw stuff. So one item that I adapt from local flavors is using sesame oil. That's becoming one of his favorite there. So sesame oil, right? This is raw. So use a lot of sesame oil. The nuttier the better. Instead of your normal wasabi all the time, right? A bit boring, right? Sesame oil, and then soya sauce. Okay, if I won't use this one. I'll use the local soya sauce. But I don't want to spend buying another bottle of this. So just use this one here, which is fine. So you drizzle a bit of that.
For that dish, what do you use? Japanese soy sauce or local soy sauce?
I will use the local one. Tastes better.
What brand?
What brand in Philippines? I don't know. I have to go and do market research and tell you. As long as the local stuff. Because Japanese soy sauce has a very unique taste to it. Okay, so it's a bit. It doesn't work so much on local Asian dishes throughout Southeast Asia. It works very well. Like for this one, if you use a local soy sauce, it tastes horrible. It tastes horrible, seriously. So you have to play with it. There's no right or wrong. It's not, but I have not tried local soy sauce yet, so I can't really tell you which brand.
The local stuff is really salty.
Yes.
Very, very salty.
It's fine, which is fine. This is not salty. This is salty. It's what you want salty.
Very salty.
Very salty.
Yeah.
Why?
Because we don't use salt. We just use soy sauce.
There's no salt here. Then ginger. It's hard to find good ginger here. Why is ginger so small? You guys don't eat ginger at all, is it? Do you? Do you eat ginger? Only in Thai food?
Typhoon.
Oh, typhoon.
Storm.
It's so small and
Yeah, the ginger's small here.
very small. You just say I should have brought from Singapore, like big ones like this. Huge, young and old. I got young ones too, This I actually adapt from a Chinese dish. If you come to Singapore, I don't know about here if you have it here. You have porridge, right? Fish porridge. fish porridge, where you have porridge and then raw fish on the side. I adapt that for this dish here. So in Singapore, if you have breakfast in the morning with porridge, you have fish porridge, they have this porridge plain, and then this fish on the side. Not this fish, but local fish. And then you just serve it. Okay. You don't need chili here much, right? Why? You don't like spicy? Chili. Try lah, never mind lah, a bit spicy. Try a bit. Me and him is having dinner, why no chili? You have a slow cook, you have a slow cook style, you have a raw style, but this is not actually totally, it is raw, but once I put the lemon juice inside, you pickle it a bit. Spring onion, scallion. So before you serve this, you actually have a bit of calamansi or lime, whichever you have here. I only found calamansi, so I'll just use calamansi. I'm promoting salmon almost every week. You know, if you ask me whether I'm sick of it, you know, I was doing salmon demo before I came. I was doing salmon demo when I go back again. So lucky no nightmare yet, but I sponsor. So I had to be sponsored. No, I had to beg to be sent. You ask him. Just buy more fish from him. That's okay. You get some. Maybe get a trip there. Oops.
Sir, somebody's asking what's the name of the dish?
Good question. Can you name it for me? I don't think there's a name there. It's not there. Well, I've done so many of these things that as I go along and I develop, I hardly give a name to the dish actually. You see what I put in, right? So what do we call this? I don't know. You can decide what you want to call it. You know, I just leave it to you. Try it and let me know what it is. It's not carpaccio, to be very honest with you. It's not fully sliced thinly. You know. Okay, now I'm getting a bit messy. Let me just clean up a little bit first. Any more questions, guys? Come on, don't be shy. Anything you want to ask about the fish? You'll be surprised how popular the fish will get, you know, and you get knocked on the head and say, wow, why did they ask more questions? To grow a fish, farm, 48 hours from Norway to Manila. Everything is traceable. What else? This. No, I'm actually purposely putting it there because I want to show you the protein that's coming out. I know it's overcooked already. So I won't serve you this, don't worry. It's way overcooked already. I need to prove a point so you understand where I'm coming from. If not, sometimes people don't understand what I'm saying.
You were prepared to be impressed with the non-cook.
See the amount of protein is been lost there, see? The more you cook it, the more you will lose it. That's what you don't want it to happen, you see? Look at all the protein there, you see? The longer you cook it, the more you waste out all this.
With the teriyaki salmon, you use sashimi grade salmon. We use the expired.
Well, as I mentioned just now, there is no such thing as sashimi grade salmon to begin with. As long as the fish is fresh, it's fine. It's fine. Okay. The biggest problem with frozen fish is, again, come back to handling. How do you thaw your frozen fish? How do you thaw it first? Soak in water? Do you? In the chiller for 24 hours? Okay? That should be the way to get, because the way they freeze the fish is once they cut, process, blast it straight away. to preserve everything in the fish. Okay? So when you thaw the fish, you cannot force it to thaw. You force it to thaw, it'll be drier. So the best way to thaw it is out from the freezer into your chiller for 24 hours or even more until it's fully thawed, that dry, then you portion. Okay? But then again, once it's defrosted, your lifespan of that frozen fish is going to be very short. Okay? Because every day you keep the fish, you will lose more moisture. Because why? When the fish is fresh like this, all the water content in the fish is in the fish. Okay? When you freeze the fish, everything that's in the fish, the water becomes frozen. Alright? When that happens, okay, you can keep the fish for up to 3, 4, 5 years, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 years. When you thaw the fish, the frozen part has actually broken down the structure of the fish. So when you thaw the fish, you actually broken the structure of the fish already. The water starts to come out. So this white part here is now loose. Right? So every day you keep the frozen fish, the quality will drop and drop and drop. Okay? Because the moisture is losing out faster from the fish. Okay? So that is where the tricky part is when you deal with frozen fish. So technically, have a system where you defrost for 1 day, for today use, or the next day use, and the day after next. And then you have another defrosting day where you defrost this for the following, that day, no, the next day use. That's how you maintain it. If not, you cannot maintain the quality of frozen fish. Not at all. Okay? Even though after you have defrosted, you put it ready for service. When it's in the fridge, it should be on ice also. Okay? It should be on ice also. Okay? Not just in the tray in the fridge. No.
Defrost in the chiller.
Huh?
Defrost in the chiller.
Yes, you have to do that. But I can also understand when it comes to defrosting in the chiller in most restaurants, the biggest problem is no space. Right? And then what you will do is, you tend to stack your fish in the tray. By doing that, you are not defrosting the fish properly. That's where a problem is also arising. That's why it's always that kind of pros and cons that you will suffer if you start to deal with that. That's why I always encourage fresh. Because with fresh, you pay a bit more, but you have better control of the fish. Because if you buy fresh, you can actually freeze it yourself. Then you know how you can handle it a bit better. That's my view. And don't forget, when you buy salmon fresh one, there are certain time of the year you will get a different quality of fish. Okay? Winter, summer fish have different texture. Okay? Because it's the weather. The water are colder, warmer, the texture is different. So you have to live with that. Okay? As I mentioned, it's all naturally grown, it's not forced to grow. That's why you're going to have all this problem of texture too soft, too hard, and all these things. If I were to give you a fresh salmon now, if I were to catch the fish now and cut and give it to you, if you bite the fish, you won't like it. Fresh salmon is not nice. Okay? Come back to it. In Norway now, we have done tests. You can actually age salmon also. You can age it. Okay? You can age it up to 7, 8 days. Okay? The aging process makes the fish taste much better. Okay? So that I'll come back to you and let you revoke your head a bit. Do you all eat a lot of fresh steamed fish in Manila? Do you? Okay, you go to a restaurant, Chinese restaurant for that matter, you see the fish still swimming, right? You order the fish, right? Chef, take it out, cut, steam for you, and you eat it. Let me ask you one question. Does the fish taste nice? It's fresh, no doubt, fresh. Crunchy. Okay? But my question to you is, does the fish taste nice? Not the crunchy, not the sauce, but does the fish taste nice? Okay, you think of this, don't believe me, go back today, buy 2 live fish, same size fish, kill on the spot, bring home, cook 1 tonight, keep 1 tomorrow. Just 1 day enough, in the chiller. Cook the same style, you test and let me know. It tells you one thing. Even with seafood, when it's very fresh, tendency muscle is tough. You steam, yes, very nice texture, very nice sauce. Of course, sauce is nice, sauce is different, the fish. I think the fish taste. Texture very nice. But my question is, how does the fish taste like? That's the question I'm asking you now. So now most chefs are thinking, fish can be aged. Okay, we have this thing called pre-rego and post-rego. When the fish is fresh up from the sea, cut is pre-rego. Pre-rego means the fish is super fresh. Twin, the bone hard to come out. Texture very firm, but taste-wise, fresh, but taste may not be there. Okay, you keep a day, 2 days, 3 days later, the flavor does develop in the fish. Like how you age beef now, right? 30 days, 45 days, and all these things. You can't age fish 45 days lah, because salted fish, right? But you can actually age fish now. Give it a try. I don't know, you may end up bringing up the price from maybe $50 a plate, become $100 a plate because you age for 10 days. I don't know, but it may taste better. It does taste better. So, because we have done blind tasting. Okay, not by Marine Harvest, but by one of the competitors. They tried in Norway. 1 day, 3 days, 5 days, 7 days. Kept in a room temperature, blind tasting, 95% pick the 7 days fish tastes better. Blind tasting, yeah? You know what you think? You just taste. Almost 95% chose the 7 days fish. So it tells you that you can actually age fish also. Okay? So remember to keep it at the right temperature. That's about it. Okay? Anything else you want to add? I want to ask, guys, it seems like my presentation is so good that you can know everything so clearly. I'm really impressed because, in Thailand, I got this question all the time. I don't know whether it applies here or not. How to see whether the fish is male or female? Okay? The next question they say, in Thailand, people believe the male fish tastes better. I'm sorry, that's what they say. I don't know. Can you see whether it's male or female? I can't. Anything of this in Manila? Any of no, right? Okay, just to share with you. The fish do not mature until much later in life. The 4, 5 kilo, 3 years is not matured yet. It's not a boy, it's not a girl, it's not a half boy, half girl, or vice versa. Okay? So there's no sex on the fish yet. The reason also, we don't allow it to mature. For this kind of fish for consumption, we don't allow it to mature because why? When the fish start to create hormone, quality will drop. It will not taste nice. Same goes with your cow, your lamb, your beef, all that's all. Right? No? Don't know? Not sure? Your beef animal are all castrated before they even breed it because they won't allow it to have sex. The moment you have sex, the quality of the meat will drop. But if they mate, worse, all muscle toughen up. So they don't allow that to happen. Same goes with fish. Okay? In Philippines, you don't have this kind of question. I get very worried for a while. They come back, Chef, your customer asking, how do you see male? They want to eat male fish. They taste better male fish. You ask him now. We gave up. We gave up. But the question arises, so it's temperature playing, okay? So you control temperature. So water bath is control temperature. You put in the bag, you flavor the bag with olive oil, herbs, whatever, you seal it up, right? Then you put the bag into the water. the water is regulated by a what you call that thing? Thermocirculator. Like, oh, you guys are so it maintains the water for about certain degrees that you put in. It means you put about maybe 62 degrees or 65 degrees, whatever it is in the water to cook your fish. So that principle is the same thing as putting in the oven at low temperature. That's the same thing. It's just that in the oven, your fish is not covered. So the texture of the fish is different than the sous vide one. Okay? But the cooking method is more or less the same. Yeah, it's temperature. It's all about temperature cooking. That's all. But for me, sous vide cooking has made younger chef generation a little bit, sorry the word I use, a bit dumb already. Okay? Because most young cooks now don't even know how to do a steak on the pan anymore. They're so into sous vide cooking, done, cut the back, put in the pan, pop, serve, medium rare. But you give them a raw steak, cook medium rare in the pan, don't know how to cook anymore. So for me, it's balance lah. The method, the idea is nice, but you don't use it you don't need to do it on everything, as far as I can say. Okay? It's a trend that goes with everybody, so that's why. It's all about temperature. Like now temperature, now I see the fish. But that is where it's lost now. It depends so much on technology, you forgot how to do things the way it used to be. So it's all about water buff. A water, the circulator that controls the temperature in the water. So when you put the bag into the water, it cooks your fish. That's it. It's a temperature. It's all about temperature. Huh?
Seasonality of the.
Yep.
Are there times of the year when there's going to be more available? There times of the year when
Well, there's no such thing as winter having more fish, summer having less fish. There's no such thing, vice versa. No. It all depends on the environment, the water, how fast the fish eat, because it's still a natural process. Sometimes in winter, the water may get too warm, right? Because of, movement of waters, the fish may eat less. Or sometimes in summer, it can be too cold, they don't eat also, or vice versa. So there is no indicator that, you get more fish in summer, less fish in winter. There's no such thing. Yeah, it all depends on how the fish eats or habit. It's not a seasoned fish. It's just that maybe in summer, texture-wise may not be that firm. Winter may be a bit more firmer, or vice versa kind of thing. Because in winter, because it's cold, maybe they eat more, maybe a little bit more. Or summer they eat less, they become like, they don't eat so much kind of thing, so the texture goes a bit different. But all in all, it's just the same fish at the end of the day, it's just the same. Any more plate? No more plate. Big plate, big plate. What am I cooking? I'm just frying the fish. I'm going to serve that with a bit of avocado. So what I'm doing now is cooking the fish first, for a nice texture. Then I'm going to flake the fish. So this is actually one way you can serve. I know a lot of people like to do pasta with salmon. So if I were to do pasta with salmon, I get my pasta done first and my salmon separately. What I would flake this now and put on top of my pasta. Instead of cooking with the pasta, I put it on top of the pasta. I don't break my fish entirely when I'm cooking it in the pasta together. When you toss it too much, it will break. So I don't do that. I do it like that. You can do salad with that also if you want to. So what I'm doing is I'm just frying the fish first. It looks a bit boring because I'm the one only cooking, you're all looking, that's all. So it's like, you can cook. You want to try a fish? Anybody want to fillet a fish? Anybody want to volunteer cut a fish? I got one more fish for you to cut. You want to come and try? Want to try? No charge. Seriously, you want to come? I normally don't borrow my knife. I'm happy to let you have my knife today. Seriously, anybody want to try? What, you scared lah? Scared what? Destroy the fish only, it's okay, it can be eaten, don't worry, I can salvage it, I'll make it like a pro, don't worry. Anyone? No? Anyone try? Anybody here? Air flown fresh salmon, you know. I thought you were coming up with... Seriously, anybody want to try? I can give you my apron. Why are you so shy?
Can we bring it home?
You want to take it home, ah? That's my boss. I mean, you guys, yay! Okay, go ahead, Chef. Do whatever you want to do. I learn from you now.
That's why we became a pro.
I tell you, it looks easy, but you know, it's all about practice. Right? I tell you, you guys may cut more than I do. I cut once in a while, I don't cut every day. Just I come to a point that when I cut fish now, I don't move it too much, leave it down there and just cut off through. Because if you do all this like this and you turn that, your flesh gets moved like that. Then you break all the flesh. If it's fresh, it's fine, but if it's not fresh, Chef, which one you want to use? Both, oh, steady, both. See. What else you need, Chef? Oh, you want an apron? Ah, okay, you want an apron. Okay. You see? Because he's going to cut the fish, right? I'm giving half the fish to him, bring home. See now, you regret, right? Don't cut, you see? Ah, now you won.
You might get a few more volunteers now.
But no more fish, sorry. Huh? Scale is off already, be off already. Because it's not very messy here. I make life easy for you, sir, don't worry. I scale off for you. See? That's the chef way of cutting. That's how I learned cutting my fish last time. Same way it is. But if you learn from the supermarket guy, 10 bucks a day, like that, they die. So they go pshoo, pshoo, pshoo. After you finish cutting, you ask money from him, okay? Because you wear his apron, I ever for him, okay?
Small fish like 2 to 3 kilos, 5 to 6, and maybe an 8 to 10. Because
Okay.
Taiwan, Korea, China all prefer big fish.
Okay, the bigger the fish, the more oil the fish has. That's about it. 2 to 3 kilo size, the fish is actually very lean. Not enough fat in the fish. So, doesn't taste as nice as the 4 to 5 kilo size fish.
How about yield?
Yield,
Not much.
not much. The best fish to have is the 4 to 6 kilo size. The 4 to 6 kilo size, your yield will be 73% at least.
But you have Taiwan who likes
Oh,
as big as 8 kilos.
Taiwan likes 8 above.
Yeah.
But Taiwan, they like oily fish because maybe the climate requires them to have oily fish. That's how they eat it. But if I give you Thailand a 10 kilo fish, you won't like it. It's very oily, very oily. In this weather, you will sink down and sit down, don't move at all anymore because it's so oily. Okay, color is not important because as I mentioned just now, they grow by themselves. So the color of each fish is not detected by us. It's detected by how the fish eats. That's about it. The taste will be the same. The taste of the fish, regardless whether it's more red or less red, the taste of it is the same thing. Okay? It's how much they eat. Okay, color is something we can't control. It's a nature by itself, it grows by itself. It's just that there are some countries where, for example, Japan, when you go to Japan, you see the color is more red. Because they will pay more for a better colored fish. So they will pay more for it. So not say the less colored one, the better one go to Japan because they are willing to pay for it. That's about it. Because of appearance, it looks better. That's about it. But the color does not dictate that this is fresher, that's not fresh. It doesn't say that at all. It's a natural product. Okay? It's how much they eat. Like you and me, see different color skin, different height, different weight, all of them are different. So it's how they grow by themselves. The freshness, yes. That's why for me, if you did a lot of salmon, get fresh from him. The fresher it is, the better you handle it. Seriously, I know it's more expensive, the price. I do agree it's more expensive. But the taste of it is so much different. If you serve me a raw fish sashimi, a frozen and a fresh one, I can tell you straight away what is fresh, what is frozen. I can taste it. Because the frozen one would lose a bit of the moisture. It doesn't taste as smooth as how a fresh will taste like. And you lose a lot of that excitement of eating the fresh fish. You lose that first element of the mouth where the moistness, the oiliness is gone. You can't get that kind of element from the frozen fish. You can't. So it's very important how, it's all about managing how you want to offer. That's why I said, if you can maximize the usage, the yield of the fish, then there's no harm for you to buy a better fish. You know what I mean? Use everything of the fish. There's no wastage of the fish. So each part of the fish will bring you a different price point. Let's say a Japanese restaurant, right? Besides raw fish, sashimi, right? I have this belly as the priority in terms of sales. Money-wise, yeah, the better pricing dish on the menu. Then go come to the back part, I can go lower. Every part of the fish, I'm able to do a dish to maximize the sale of the fish. That's my idea here. So it's not one price for all, right? Sashimi sushi can be higher. I don't know, let's go by example. 1,000 pesos for sashimi sushi. 1,000 per plate. Come to belly, maybe 800, 900, right? Then come down to the part like this, the loin part, whatever it is. Let's say 800. Then go lower the tail part, let's say I do a fry rice, whatever, garlic rice, whatever we did, 700. So every part of the fish, I make some money, you see. So at the end of the day, you calculate back, your yield that you make from the sales will be higher than what you pay him to buy the fish. You maximize everything. And then the bones, I make a stock, I make a miso soup. Okay? The stock I can make miso soup. The stock I can make mushi. Right? Then I bring more use for the stock, which bring in money instead of throwing it away. And then the head, I grill it, I sell another 900 baht, 900 pesos, I make some money more. So in totality, your yield should be at least, you're talking about 70% of yield. Your return from the fish itself should be 3.5 times more than what you pay for the fish. So your costing is right. It's a very good yield return in terms of dollar and cents of making money out of the fish. That's why buying whole and buying fillet, there's always a pro and cons lah. It's how you want to maximize your usage. Like for hotels, if you buy fillet in hotel, I would say that you are wasting your money. When you buy whole fish, you can use so many parts for the whole thing for other usage in the whole establishment. Like for example, today at the hotel, I see Japanese counter in the hotel, but I don't see any decent Japanese food on the counter. But half the population of guests in the hotel was Japanese. So if you use all that, you make money out of it. Okay, sir? See, black spot. See, can see black spot or not? Now black spot on live black spot, where you see that black spot? I don't want to lie to you, it does happen. You can see it yourself. No need to hide. Clap hand lah, he finished already. Alamak, yoi. Pula. There, inside there. See this? You get what I mean now? Right? No, nothing wrong. It's okay. Wait, because he's coming from a hotel perspective, I can understand where it's coming from. But what I'm trying to highlight to you guys is, you're not fully utilizing your yield now. That's why you don't see the money coming in, because you don't maximize the yield. That's not my fault anymore. I've done my part here. How you bring it across is up to you now. Right? So it's only I know it's only a fish, right? But how much money you can make from this part and that part. So you all decide, okay? My job here is to teach you as much as I can. You make money out of it. I only get a flat rate from him, that's why I don't get anything else. There's no commission if I sell more fish. Any more questions, guys? I don't want to hold you back. You want to come and start trying now so I can keep on cooking until you can. Any more questions, guys, want to ask? I know it's a bit smoky in here now because of the. See? This is how I'll make it into a pasta dish now. I flick it up like that, you know, and throw it in my pasta or salad. Look at that, look at that, look at that. This is how you eat your salmon, you know, nothing more than this. You can make salmon react with this also, you know. So what I've done here is I sear it, rest it, flake it like a salad. Okay. And then I made some avocado salsa here. We have avocado salsa and then put it on just to give you that kind of punch to the dish. Avocado, lime juice, and a bit of sugar, that's it. You need to balance the acid of the lemon and the. You need to put lemon in avocado anyway, right? So it doesn't turn color. Yeah. So by adding the the sugar to balance out the sourness. Of course, make it more expensive for you guys. Yum. This is super huge egg, you know. Have you guys heard of trout? Is trout salmon? Is trout salmon? Is trout salmon? Is trout salmon? Yes or no? How many say yes? Trout, trout. Ocean trout. Not salmon, trout, trout. Salmon is salmon, trout is trout. Not salmon, trout. There is no such thing as salmon, trout. Salmon or trout, ocean trout, fjord trout. Okay, you call away, can I order salmon, trout? They say, what is that? There is no such thing as salmon, trout. Trout is trout, salmon is salmon, okay? Alaskan salmon is different salmon. Alaskan salmon is Pacific salmon. This is Atlantic salmon. Atlantic salmon, Norway. Pacific salmon is actually king salmon, Chinook, sockeye, miso. I can't remember. There's about 6 or 7. Pink salmon. That's Pacific salmon. This is Atlantic salmon. There's only one salmon from Norway, it's Atlantic salmon, that's it. Only one kind of salmon from Norway, only one kind. American has 6 to 7 kinds. We only have one kind. Atlantic salmon or ocean trout, pure trout, that's it. Oh! I didn't know my salmon was so good until you. You okay? Yeah. It happens lah. It happens. It happens everywhere. In the retail market also. See the V shape, right? Nothing wrong. Just that with the V shape, there's no more meat there anymore. So it's going to be hard to sell this. You will have this into here, which is fine. But when you cut this out, it looks funny, odd shape here. So why bother having this thing here? But just put it in the head lah. You know what I mean? So you can sell the head instead of struggling with this piece here. Stone is very quite funny, right? Right? You will do this. What do you do with this? Right? So if you leave this here, at least this I can cut half. I can still make another 1,000 pesos from here at least. It's a beginning of speech lah. I don't know how much you sell here, but you know. Yeah, this here. Oishi ne. Oishi. Here. And then don't forget here. This is the one. You want nice skin now, rub here now, nice skin. Good oil here. Don't waste that one. Okay? Question, guys, is not I want to come in and try before it gets colder and colder and colder. While I do more for you here.
They can try?
Yeah, go ahead, please. Come and take some, sit down, relax. I'll do some more for you. If question, come up to me, don't be shy.
There's plates in the corner.
Don't be shy, come on, guys. I don't come here that often. Not yet, at least. That's the best. It's very plain now, there's not much flavor to the broth now. It's just very plain. Yeah. No. This, once you get that, right, you put it, you allow the sauce to burn. It's salted and brine is different. Brine is liquid. Okay, you only brine meat to get more moisture into the meat. But fish is already moisture, it's already water. So if you brine it, you will break the meat. There's too much water in the flesh. There's no use to brine 10 minutes. What's the point of brining 10 minutes? Salt. The salting purposes, you don't get me wrong. Salting purposes here, come I'll show you. Come. The salting purposes now is, okay, see the fish is actually very moist, right? The salting, if I leave this for about 20 minutes, there's water coming out already. Okay? So the idea here is to reduce the water in the fish. So it firms up a little bit. So it becomes more harder, firm, and this more texture. So for different purposes used, by doing this, it gives you a better texture. Let's say for a salad, yes, for a salad. So what I will do in a restaurant, for example, if I were to salt this, I cook it, then I portion it, then I do maybe a nice pickle on the side, some nice sauce, and then round and put herbs here and there. You know, to make it a bit more high-end in terms of how I serve it. But because the texture of the fish is so nice, I can even use this, for example. You know, this is already thick enough. I just play with the sauce. See? Put a piece of fish here, for example, this. And a bit of garnish here and there. It's like fine dining, so-called. Now you make it. Yeah, so it's how you play with it. But it's all about the texture. You're trying to You see the water coming out? Can you see that? See? Yeah. I'm going to pick up the thing. So you are toughening up the flavor of the fish. This one will not salt the fish one. So if you do a gravlax, you have to do this for 2 days. Okay? But gravlax, there's sugar. 2 part of salt to 1 part of sugar. So that you marinate for 2 days, you'll be a prano. Sit in there for about, every day you must stir it every day for at least 2 days, for 24 hours, minimum 24 hours. You pour the moisture away, you dab dry, you put your dill, you cover it back, another 1 day in the fridge, you get a gravlax. Because the salt is to remove the moisture. Once the moisture is removed, the fish can be kept a bit longer. Because water is the one that spoils the fish. So we remove the water so that only left the flesh. So you can keep at least longer. That's what we do when we salt it. To remove the moisture that actually will spoil the fish. So you can see now, see? The water coming out, you see that? So it firms up the texture of the fish. Chef lah. It's a very nice, I tell you, I've been doing for 12 years, I never bought the fish. In fact, I keep thinking new ideas, I keep learning new things, how to do the fish, how to serve you, how to make it more interesting as I go along. It's the most versatile fish, that's the thing. But a lot of Asian context. Salmon is a Western fish. So they only serve Western way. That's the problem. Okay? But if you start to change the usage to more Asian usage, trust me, the demand of this will just grow overnight. Except in Thailand. You can find it in the papaya salad, you can find it in tom yum, you can find it in green curry or a red curry, stir fry, all they have salmon now. So it's 40% increase year on year. 40% is a lot of fish, you know. It's a lot of fish.
Gonna cook, but those that need to go can go. But before I end, I wanted us to give Chef Jimmy a round of applause. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
And we'd also like to thank you for taking time out on your busy Tuesday, and spending the afternoon with us. Thank you very much. All your sales representatives are here in case you need more information. You also have a goodie bag outside. Please don't forget to get it on your way out. So once again, thank you very much.